know, I just feel like I was preaching today, honestly. Just preaching the word of curly and coily hair, you know? I'm the hair preacher. Hey guys, it's your girl Pineapple Curls. If you're new, welcome, and if you're not, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be giving you guys 10 tips on hair growth, or just like why your hair doesn't grow. I don't know what this video is gonna be called yet, but it's just stuff that's gonna help you grow your hair. Advice, you feel me? Got it all written down right here in my little planner, and I'm gonna just jump right into it. But before I do that, focus on me. Yes, sir. I'm gonna just sit back and let you do what you need to do. You know, there's that thumb down there that looks just like this, you know. There's that subscribe button down there. I'm gonna let you do what you need to do. You know, subscribe, like, comment, all that good stuff. I'll wait. Let's get into it. I feel like is that how British people look? Let's get into it. Let's get into it. As y'all can see, y'all not taking these tips from an amateur, you know, like I got the length all the way down here. Like, come on, man, I'm a credible source. I can personally attest that all these tips, is attest the right word? I don't even know. I can personally say that all these tips are good tips that you should follow if you want to grow your hair out. Tip number 1, you don't need to shampoo your hair that often. And that probably sounds weird, but when you have coarse hair, like basically hair like mine, you don't need to shampoo your hair that often because your hair retains moisture, and when you wash your hair too much, you're just stripping away that moisture every time, and you have to re-moisturize it, and it's just too much work. You don't need to wash your hair that much. Basically, when you're washing your hair, you're just washing all that, you're washing the dirt out, but you're also washing the oils and stuff that your hair needs to like grow. But when you shampoo like twice a week, 3 times a week, almost every day, that's a problem. Your hair is gonna become dry and brittle, and that's not okay. I mean, unless you want to moisturize your hair every single time after you wash it and your hair is fine, I mean, go ahead, but like, you don't need to do all that. Me personally, I wash my hair every 2 weeks, or at least I try to. Sometimes I go like 3 or 4 weeks without washing my hair. It just depends. But I don't do much to my hair, so I don't really need to wash it that often. So I just stick with every other week. If I have a really low manipulation, like a protective style in my head, like box braids, then it's like way longer than that. It's like a month at least. Number 2, this one is very cliche, but I'm gonna just sit that right there. Drink water. I'm not gonna assume that y'all know why, but like, drink water. Hello? Just drink water. I don't even know how many cups you're supposed to drink, but drink water. That literally helps with everything. Water gives your body like everything you need in terms of like nutrition and stuff. Well, not everything you need, but it basically does. Like, you need water to live, so please drink water, please. It gives moisture to your hair from the inside of your body. So when you drink water, some of that goes to your hair growth. Some of that goes to your hair. And you need water, point blank period. I don't know how else to explain it. You just need to drink water, okay? Cool. Tip number 3, when you use a towel to dry your hair, if you're using one of these to dry your hair, baby, your hair is gonna break off, and we don't want that. Because when you use a towel, that towel is too rough on your hair, and it's gonna cause breakage because of how rough it is, and that's not okay. So what you're supposed to do is either use a microfiber towel, which I don't have, so I use a t-shirt. Use cotton to dry your hair, cotton fabric, because cotton is gentle enough to where it's not gonna snag at your hair. We want our hair to be safe. We want our hair to be safe. We want our hair to be secure. We don't want our ends breaking off because the towel is too rough. Like, no. I use white cotton t-shirts, but just use a regular cotton t-shirt and boom, no breakage. This is a big one. If your hair isn't growing, you probably doing too much to your hair. Use low manipulation styles. You do not need to be fixing your hair up in a high puff every day, because I'm telling you, That's what I used to do when I first went natural, hence my name, the pineapple, because I would wear my hair in a puff like every single day, and I would just stick it up in a puff every single day, and I was brushing my edges way too much every single day, and my hair wasn't growing that much, because guess what? I was brushing my hair too much, and I was using the little, not rubber bands, but the little headbands, which puts a strain on your edges and like your whole head basically, and that's not okay. It just puts too much strain on your head when you do styles like that. And you want to do styles that last you like at least a week. Wash and goes are good, twist outs are good, braid outs are good, and if you want to get real fancy, flexi rod sets, perm rod sets, bantu knots, that's the fancy stuff. I haven't gotten into that yet, but do styles that you don't have to do much to. Like for a twist out, you'll just put the twist in your head and then you can leave it in for a couple days, even like a week or two. It just depends. And then it's like a 2-in-1, because then you take the twist out and it's another hairstyle and you don't have to wash your hair. You also want to do like box braids, twist outs, as long as the person who does your box braids and your twists doesn't take your edges away, okay? Because if you got fine bumps and your edges are about to pop off, that's not a protective style, baby. That defeats the whole purpose of getting box braids, twist out, whatever. The braids got to be gentle on your head. So if you're gonna get a protective style like that, make sure the person who does them isn't like snagging at your hair and stuff like that. Use low manipulation styles that are also gentle, I should say that. Using low manipulation styles like that gives your hair time to just do what it do and lets it grow on its own, as opposed to like manipulating it every single day and you're causing your hair to shed and break off basically when you mess with your hair too much. And we don't want that. Again, we don't want that. So just leave your hair alone. You ever messing with kids and your parents say, leave that child alone? That's what I mean. Leave your kid alone. Tip number 5. Don't trim your hair too much. It's pretty self-explanatory, honestly. When you trim your hair too much, you're not giving your hair the chance to grow, because every single time your hair grows, you're already trimming off more dead ends. You're basically trimming off the length that your hair has grown. Like, hello? Your hair grows from your roots, but when you cut off your ends, that it compensates, and you don't want that. You want the length that you trim off to be shorter than the length that your hair is growing. I can't say trim your hair every 6 months, every 3 months, whatever. It depends on your hair, how often your hair grows, and how often you develop split ends that get in the way of you styling your hair and whatnot. If you want a video that's like more in depth about trimming your hair and like when you should know, or like how to tell when you need to trim it and stuff like that, just comment down below and I'll make a video for it. Number 6, related to tip number 5, if your hair isn't growing, it's probably because you aren't trimming your hair enough. Okay, hear me out. When you don't trim your hair enough, you develop split ends, which, what was I about to say? When you have hair like mine, when you have coarse hair, curly, whatever, you already have split ends. You're naturally going to have split ends. It's normal. It becomes not normal when you don't trim your hair and you'll end up developing even more split ends, and it just kind of grows upward. Like, say you got a split end down here. See how I naturally have split ends? I just got to trim, and my ends are fine, but I'm always gonna naturally have split ends. It's just like that because our hair is rough. It's just gonna rub up against each other. It's normal. So I got split ends. But if I don't trim this off in I don't even know how many months, it's just gonna keep growing upward, and then it's gonna get to a point where I'm gonna have to chop all my hair off, and we don't want that. That defeats the whole purpose of growing your hair out. You want to make sure that you keep track of how long your split ends are, because it can get really bad. I'll insert a picture right here. You don't want this. You have to keep track of like how much split ends you have, and if your split ends are getting in the way of you styling your hair. Like if your hair is rougher than usual, if it's not listening to you, it's probably time for a trim. You need to trim your hair, because if you don't, it's just gonna get worse. I'm not gonna lie, I used to think that was a myth, that when you don't trim your hair, your split ends are gonna increase or split even more. I thought that was a myth, but it's not, because I experienced it firsthand. I used to have really long hair when I was younger, but I didn't get it trimmed as often as I should have. So the one time I did go and have my hair like flat ironed for whatever reason, I had to get my hair like cut. It was like down my back, like all the way down here. I had to get it cut to like here. So yeah, that hurt. I think I was like 7 or 8. No, not 7 or 8. I was like 6 at the time, maybe. I was hurt, even for a 6-year-old. Y'all nose ever itch? Because me too, like all the time. Step number 7, also related to 5 and 6. Focus on your ends. Your ends are the weakest and oldest part of your hair, because it's been here for the longest. It's been exposed to the environment. It's been exposed to your hands for the longest time. So when you don't focus on your ends, they're going to break off, because your ends are the part of your hair that need the most attention and need the most moisture. So when you're not giving it that, it's gonna break off. It's like when you don't take your grandma to her chemotherapy or her dialysis or whatever. When you don't do that, I mean, of course she was going to die at some point, but that sounded bad. But y'all know what I mean. She was going to die at some point, but the dialysis or the chemo or whatever was going to lengthen her time on this earth, basically. But if you don't take her to dialysis, chemo, whatever, that lifetime shortens, because you're not giving her the treatment she needs, right? It's the same thing with your ends. You need to give them the treatment they need so they can last a longer time. Of course, they're still going to break off, but when you still give it the moisture it needs, it's gonna take a longer time to break off, if that makes sense. A reason why your hair is not growing, or it might be flourishing right now, this can go either way, is underlying health conditions and genetics. Underlying health conditions meaning anemia, other stuff that I can't really think of right now, but anemia is a big one, because listen, I'm anemic, and I did not know that anemia can play a part in your hair growth. Like, if you let your anemia get too bad, then your hair could possibly break off more than usual, and it's stuff like that that can hinder your hair growth, and we don't want that. So keep your health conditions in check. Basically, there's a good chance that whatever condition or disease you have plays a role in how much your hair grows. If your family is all capable of growing like long, luxurious, flowy hair, then you're most likely the same way. And it's also the opposite. When most of your family members have short hair, thin, whatever, you're likely the same way. And it's deeper than that, actually. Your hair has a duration of time for it to grow, like, as long as it can, and then like when that time is up, your hair just kind of stops growing. So you kind of just have to maximize that time in between when your hair is growing, and moisturize your hair and do all you need to do, because when that time is up, it's up. If you're not taking care of your hair during this time period, your hair isn't going to grow that much. And then when it really like hits that time mark, you're done. You're done. And then let's take another person on the other hand. They're doing everything they need to do. They're deconditioning every 2 weeks. They're trimming their ends when they need to. They're using the right products, and their hair's down their back. And then by the time their hair stops growing, like, I mean, I did my job. My hair's down my back. My hair doesn't really need to grow anymore. But then you got that other person, and their hair is still at their neck. With genetics, you just have to make the most out of what you have, basically. Like, your whole family may have short hair, but you can still make it work. Like, moisturize your hair. Just take care of your hair during that time period you have, and your hair will probably be longer than your family members. Maybe. Who knows? Tip number 9. Learn your porosity so that you can find what products work best for you. Now, eventually, I already plan on doing a separate video that like dives into porosity, but like just a tip, learn your porosity. Like, I suggest you do some research into it, because if I didn't know I was low porosity, I probably wouldn't be using the right products. That really plays a part in like knowing what products work best for you. It plays a role in like what products are going to absorb into your hair the easiest, and what products are going to have a tough time actually getting into your hair and actually moisturizing it. So learn your porosity. There's not much to say on that one. I'll do a separate video going deeper into that subject. But yeah. Number 10, the most important one in my opinion. Oil your scalp. Oil your scalp. Oil your scalp. Oil your scalp. Why are you so bent on oiling your scalp? Because your scalp is literally where your hair comes from, and when your scalp is dry and malnourished, what do you think is going to happen to your hair that grows in? It's going to be dry and malnourished, don't you think? So you need to oil your scalp. It moisturizes your future hair. And when you don't oil your scalp, you're setting your hair up for failure, basically. That sounds so hostile, but like, no, seriously. I say oil your scalp like every week, and especially after you wash your hair. That's when I oil my scalp, after I wash my hair. My personal favorites are the Wild Growth Hair Oil and the Jamaican Black Castor Oil. I'll use either one to oil my scalp, and I'll put the link in the description for them so you can get them yourself, and you just go ahead and oil your scalp when you get them. You can also get it from your local beauty supply store. That is all I have. Hopefully this is very helpful. Let me know if you want more tips, because I definitely have more tips. Let me know down in the comments if you want like more of these to come, and I'll make more, because I ain't doing nothing. If you guys like this video, I'm not going to tell you to comment or like or subscribe or any of that, because every YouTuber says this, so why do I need to say it? You know the protocol. You know the protocol. So just go ahead and follow it. Just go ahead and follow it. That's all I'm going to say. And, you know, I just feel like I was preaching today, honestly. Just preaching the word of curly and coily hair, you know? I'm the hair preacher. Yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!